Alright, hi everybody. Welcome back to the live stream. Let me just set something up real quick. Okay, so just to update everybody on what happened with GBPJPY before we hopped off in our London session stream. So price since has tapped into this 1 hour bullish order block right here at this level, came very close to our stop loss and even hit the alarm that I've set earlier with at this level with the SL. Right, came very close to our stop loss and reversed, and as soon as price shows some bullishness in the 1 minute chart right here with this bullish engulfing, right, and retested this level, I've actually entered another position because it's an extreme discount, and I am thinking that it will respect this hour, the hourly order block, and trade back to the upside, taking out our previous swing high, which is the one that we marked out earlier on the previous stream. So after taking out this buy side, I've actually closed off one of the positions over here, because remember we had 2 entries up here, just to limit our risk exposure, and I kept these 2 positions open, one being the later one that I've taken, risking actually only $900 comparing to $2,000. So it's a better entry, and I've taken out 1 position in profit. So what's happening with price right now? Currently it's trading back up to this 15 minutes bearish fair value gap. Okay, showing some signs of rejection again. However, there's 2 15 minutes bullish fair value gap right here and right here, which I didn't demarcate because I think this will be a breakaway gap, which I don't expect price to trade back into. So let's see what happened in the last 30 minutes or so, right? So after price tap into consequent encroachment, or this 15 minutes bearish fair value gap, it has rejected off and tapped into this 15-minute bullish fair value gap, and right now price is showing a lot of energy trading back up and challenging this level again, which I expect it to not hold and take and trade back all the way up to TP1, which I will close off this entry and a partial of this entry and set the stop loss to right at below this fair value gap, which I do not expect it to trade back to. Right, so this is happening right now as we are speaking. Price is coming very close to take profit 1. So this trade really challenges our stop loss previously right before we ended the stream, and in fact right after we ended the stream, this alarm was triggered. It shows us a lot about our analysis and believing in our stop loss and putting our stop loss at a place where price has enough wiggle room to not get stopped out, because a lot of people are talking about how their stops are being hunted, by the banks, by the institutional traders. Well, I think because most of the time we didn't put our stop far enough or wide enough for price to wiggle, and we always want very sniper entry and maximize our risk to reward, which I don't believe in. I think if price is gonna hit in your direction anyways, just risk a bit lesser, get a lesser RR, and I think you still will come out on top, which is what we have demonstrated here. We could have put our stop, maybe right here or right here, which will get hunted right below this low, maybe, which we actually will get wicked out. But our stop is right here, and it's still a very respectable 1:3.64. It's just a very quick stream for this stream. For pre-New York, I'm going to be trading up to 7:30 New York local time, floating 2 positions that's open in profit. And I found a way to put in some music into the stream, which I actually enjoy even more because I like to trade with music in the background. It sort of helps to keep me calm and allow me to think better. So just to recap our key levels right here, price tap into our hourly bullish fair value gap and hourly bullish order block, right? Show signs of retracement and shifting into the buy side curve, which we have taken some positions over here, right? Taken out this minor buy side and rejected down. Tested this bullish order block again, which I've re-entered, okay? And now price is showing bullishness pre-New York, expecting to hit TP1, which is demarcated in the previous stream. About why I'm looking at this level, because this swing high, and TP2, which is the low of this breaker block. And if price was to reject off this breaker block, right, it could trade back down all the way to entry, so which is why this is a key level for me to take profit and leave a small position open runner, right, to run up to these equal highs, relatively equal highs right here, which I've demarcated to. Another premium array that I'm looking at is this 30th July 4-hour bearish fair value gap, and I think this could happen in the coming week, but I may be wrong. So one of the lessons that I was talking about earlier in the previous stream was to not predict and react. So after taking out these equal highs, I'll expect price to trade back down, right, to find support at the discount level if price wants to trade back up to this premium level. So let's take a closer look at what price is doing right now. So this trade has played out quite well in our favor. We have closed 2 entries, one which is our first ever entry for this position, because it was a bad entry, just truth to be told. So I've closed that in slight profit, about $300, and I've since closed another one which is very close to this entry at this minor buy side liquidity, right, just to cover our risk exposure. We are still risking about $3,000, but which is a relatively small size compared to the demo account that I'm trading, which is currently sitting at an equity about 100,000. I'm aiming to hop off this stream right at pre-New York Open, which is 7:30, maybe to 7:45, just to see if I can have the price trade back up to TP1 and TP2. I don't think price will reach TP2 before I end the stream, and I think this will be a New York Open about 9:30, which is about 9:30. So from now to 9:30, it's the pre-New York opening range, where price often trades to certain premium or discount array in anticipation of the New York AM session move. So usually for sessions like I have this indicator on, it is called the ICT kill zones and pivots. So usually in each session there will be a significant price leg. Usually, not always, usually. So like for example, Asia, London. So all I'm trying to do is to catch impulses in those sessions. So price could trade back up to certain premium array in anticipation of New York Open at 9:30 a.m. New York local time for the next impulse move. I'm not really liking this long top wicks over here. This is showing signs of rejection of the 15-minute bearish fair value gap. But every time we are at a significant key level or premium array, we will always encounter this kind of movement where price is reluctant to, in a way, burst through and fight through this level. So it's all expected. I will expect price to consolidate and bounce between this 15-minute bearish fair value gap and this 15-minute bullish fair value gap for a while. Right? Price will bounce and ping pong between these two levels for a while. Probably for another, I don't know, hour or 30 minutes. So this was what I meant by at the end of London Q zone, right? Usually there will be a significant impulse move. So as demonstrated right here and right here. And this is really all part of the London sessions move, because this is London Open, right? And this is just basically London AM and Frankfurt, right? So this is still effectively in London PM and London lunch, which is often overlooked by most ICT traders. I've also since created a free Telegram channel, link in the description, that people could join and join me in my trades. I will be trading live every day if I can, if my schedule permits, and also do tape reading sessions like this when I'm not taking live trades or when there is news or in a market condition where it's not particularly favorable, where I decide to sit out. So for viewers who managed to catch this portion, please feel free to join the Chart Whisperer community group in our Telegram channel. So we have 10 more minutes before this 15 minutes candle closed. I would really like to see a long bottom wick, right? Pushing to the upside. In the meantime, let's see what gold is doing. So gold is still currently trading at this bearish order block level which we have demarcated, and I've also shown in the previous stream why we shouldn't jump into the trade so early, because you could have easily be taken out, or either that or your stop loss is going to be really damn wide. So that's not a good entry. However, right now price is showing reaction of this 5 minutes bearish fair value gap over here, tapped into it and showing bearish engulfing, right? So we could in fact jump into the 1 minute chart and look for market structure shift, which indeed we have over here, right? This low has been taken out and market structure has shifted bearish. So in fact, right, after testing this level, let me just mark it out. So this is our bearish change of character over here. Okay, and after testing this level over here at this candlestick, we have a bearish, well, not engulfing, but it's showing a lot of volume trading down to the downside. So in fact, once we can see a bearish candlestick forming, that's our entry, and the stop loss can be above this high, right, with a little bit of wiggle room. And let's see, so it's 1:6, 1:1.6 trade. In fact, why not? Let's keep an eye on it. Once we have a bearish engulfing, we can enter. And here we go. Bearish engulfing has closed, so this is our entry. So let's sell this. Stop loss above 26.57.35. Let's risk about 2%. Sell. Alright, so we are in a gold trade. It's a gold short. So this is our take profit level. So let me just put in my entry signals and entry criteria. So these are my entry criteria for this particular trade, which we are in right now. For people who like better RRs, you could put the stop loss right above this high and you get a 1.8, but I would prefer not to. I always like to give a little bit of wiggle room, and or if you want to, you can actually put your stop loss, you could actually put your stop loss, if I can manage to get it down, right here above this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, and it got really decent 1:3.2, 1:3.3, right, RR. But I'm personally not a fan. I like to play it a bit more defensive for me. So in fact, right, so usually my first entry is like that with a little wider stop loss, and if price decide to tap into this again, I could always re-enter with another position. So we will check back on this in a little bit and let price do its thing. So let's check GJ again. Oh, all right. GJ is looking really good. Let me just look at it. Take a closer look. Okay, so we can see, as I've mentioning, I would like to see a long bottom wick over here, which in fact we did, and price looks like it's very energetic and trading back up to TP1 with 3.5 minutes to go. So now we are currently floating about $7,000 in profit. So as soon as price taps this, I'm gonna close this position. So trading, it's like that, where we always gotta sit around and wait as soon as our trades are executed and our key levels are done and all marked out or demarcated on the chart. There's really nothing much we can do except to watch how price play out and maybe do a little bit of trade management when price is near our key levels that we've previously marked out. So right now price is very close to TP1, and I would anticipate within the next 2 minutes for it to close above this swing high, and I think it's happening very soon. To be honest, because this breaker block has already been used to trade to a discount array, I would really expect this breaker block to be just a slight resistance and not much of a challenge to price action actually in New York, because this equal high, there will be a lot of buy stops above here, which generates a lot of liquidity for us. All these are all liquidity resting above, right? Do I have it? So all these are liquidity resting above this high. one annoying thing that I don't like about TradingView is the lack of the ability to type in emojis. So I often have to jump in and out and copy and paste. And look at that, gold is floating in profit right now. So patience really pays. All the entry criteria was met, and I would expect all this to be low resistance liquidity, right? Expecting you to trade to this level right here, which is an inverted 15 minutes fair value gap right here. So price has hit TP1, my alarm just triggered. I'm going to close this trade. Okay, and close about half of this. Right, and shift the stop loss to below this 15-minute fair value gap. So this is a good trade. So right now at TP2, I'm going to take another half off of 4.7 lots left. We have seen a bit of a drawdown, very close to our previous stop loss level, and a lot of times for newer traders, they might either close their trade early and realize their loss, or move their stop loss far away, and that is really not good. So all we need to do is to keep calm and reanalyze what the market is doing and what price is trying to do. And the stop loss is there for a reason, right? It's an insurance. If we are wrong, we could be really in deep trouble, right? We could trade back all the way down, in the previous levels, and that could be a lot of drawdown for those who are trading with prop firms. You don't have that kind of leverage. For those who are trading their personal accounts, you do have the leverage, but if your lot sizes are over leveraged in the first place, then you will be really screwed, right? So we don't want to see that, and that's why we are risking very minimal. So this is a good trade. We have secured a few $1,000s in profits already, and right now another $850 more is secured. And if price can form another low and another high, I will move my stop loss up, right? And also if it hits TP2, I'll close off another half of this just to secure more profits. And this is basically how I do my trade management, trying to take profits and take partials when I can, and moving the stop loss to capture more and trail it all the way up if the price decides to run. Of course, I have a final point right here. I don't really care if price wants to leave without me to go to previous premium array. They're still very far away. And if if the price decides to trade there today for whatever reasons, I'm happy that I'm right, but I don't need to follow the move. I don't need to capture the move. I've already got plenty, right, from here to the equal highs. So after taking previous swing highs, we will usually expect price to retrace, as previously mentioned, because buyers are taking their profit, which are in fact sell stops, and that would trigger selling pressure. But if price was really bullish, that doesn't really matter, right? Usually price, it goes in structure, right? So there's a high, there's a low, there's a high, there's a low, there's a high, right? So that's how it works. So we don't really need to pay attention to that. If we are right, we will just see another low before going up again, right, in our direction. So when I was new, when I first started out, I was very worried every time when I see a low, because I thought price would reverse on me, and I'll close the trade. And what will happen more often than not, is that price will run without me, because it was just forming a lower high and a lower low. So this is a risk-free trade right now. $850 captured with 2.5k floating. If price decides to hit this level, which I'm gonna shift my alert to, and this is TP2, that will be a really nice win for us, and whatever bonus afterwards is really just bonus, right? I would expect price to retrace after hitting this breaker. This breaker is a high resistance area, so I'm gonna capture most of my position, close it all off, and let price do its thing to the highs. Let's take a look at gold again. This is when we were gone. Okay, so in the previous 15 minutes, previous 5 minutes, price has decided to trade back up all the way here, right? You can see with this wick, and it has since met with a lot of selling pressure or algorithm, I don't know, and price has decided to trade back down here again, and we are currently floating in $160. I'll take profit at about 3.5k. I'm gonna expect this 5-minute fair value gap to really hold. Sorry, this is a 15 minutes fair value gap. I'm gonna expect this 15 minutes bearish fair value gap to really hold. If price was to go bearish, I'm gonna turn on the consequent encroachment, and we can see price has respected this consequent encroachment level almost to the T, right? And I really am quite amazed at price action sometimes with how algorithmic it is. I really don't believe it's buying and selling pressure to be able to stop in these particular levels so precisely time and time again. But again, this could be a counter trend trade. It could be just forming a higher low before continuing to the upside. But again, this is a very premium level in the range that we are currently in. I kind of want to set a take profit 1 at this level and move the trade to break even to limit our risk a little bit, because this is a counter trend trade. Well, counter trend in the context of today's range. I think today's range was to really hit into this 4-hour inversion fair value gap and then trading back up. I'm not so sure if this resistance level is gonna hold, but price has been pretty bearish for the last couple of days. Right, we can see here, which is Monday, which is yesterday, right, all the way down here, right, and this might be just a complex pullback to trade down further lower. We don't know, right? So all we can do is just to react and predict and analyze and see where price is at, but we should not impose our will on the trade. And just because we think that something is happening and that's the narrative, we could be totally wrong, right? Okay, in 5 or 6 more minutes, I'm gonna hop off at 7:45 New York local time. So right now we are seeing a very interesting candlestick formation, right? In the past 10 minutes, price has been trying to trade up here, and then it got rejected all the way, and now it's closing below this. Well, not closing, we have 5 minutes to see if we are right. I would really like to see this low get taken. After this low gets taken, I'm not expecting price to meet much resistance going down. I'm thinking price will trade very quickly and easily all the way to this inversion fair value gap before we see any kind of support, because all these are just continuous up close candles, right? This is the only order block that we need to take care of. So in fact, if you look at it, so this has now, it was previously an order block, and this has since become a breaker. A breaker block is simply an order block that failed, right? Why is this an order block? Because this is the last down close candle before this price leg moving up, taking out this swing high. And now that price has traded below and closed below this has become a breaker block. I'm hoping to grow this YouTube channel into something, not because I want to get any money from YouTube. Well, it's good to have another income stream, of course, but the more important point, the bigger picture behind this, or rather the motivation behind me creating this YouTube channel, is really to build a community that I can trade together with. Because there's so much noise on social media about the trading lifestyle and how trading is a scam and it's not going to be profitable, blah blah blah. Well, I've been through a lot, and I want to really be a profitable trader, and I think the journey to becoming a profitable trader alone has not been easy, and I think this is the reason why I want to have a group or a community that I can trade together with and show people the reality of day trading, in a way that if we manage risk properly and if we do our technical analysis correctly, this can be viable, as long as we are not over leveraging and also overly emotional. So price is currently very close in taking out this low. In 2 minutes, we will see how far this candle can close below. In the meantime, let's check on GJ. Amazing. So GJ is very near our take profit 2 level. Very near. Right. I'm gonna zoom in more. Very close. And I like the energy that I'm seeing. With this much energy and volatility going into this breaker, I don't think this breaker is going to be much of an issue, right? So TP2 has been hit. Let me close off. Another 2.5 lots here, right? And trail our stop loss below this order block, right? Capturing another $750 or so. It could very well hit this equal high level, which we have demarcated previously, very easily. And we have 30 over seconds to see how this candle closes. I really think that this breaker block is not going to be much of an issue with this much volatility and energy going into it. I think price is just going to take out final TP and in preparation for New York opening. But we shall see. So this low has been taken by a wick. I'm still not very satisfied. I think I want to see a body candle close below this level, which will be much more convincing for me. Alright, it's 7:46. I'm about to hop off the stream. I will maybe just give 5 minutes more, or rather 3 minutes and 40 seconds, just to see how the candle closes on both GJ and gold. So GJ is closing, gonna close above this breaker. I'm actually interested in AUD CAD as well, as we can see in my watch list. I've actually marked it out. I won a trade yesterday. But I've marked out this level right here as a swing position. Right. I'm quite bullish on AUD CAD. I think it could very well trade above this bearish value gap. So gold is doing quite well for now, but it's showing signs of rejection again. So and I've mentioned this right previously a few times. Every time we take out a low, a significant swing low or swing high, basically external range liquidity, we will see some form of retracement as traders are taking profit. In this point, sellers are probably taking profit at this swing low, and this could be all the big players, right, that are doing it. But if price wants to go down, this is just a lower high, and this is how price action works and how market structure works, right? So let me show you. So we have a high, a low low, a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It breaks this low to form this, right? Price can very well retrace and form a lower high before continuing down to the downside, lower high, continuing down to the downside. So this is just part of price action, and it's very normal for price to do this, which is why we don't want to shift our stop loss to break even very soon, because you can limit yourself from the potential of the trade, right? And I don't think I need a TP1 level, because I expect this to be a very low resistant liquidity run, right? But I might shift the stop loss to break even once I see a lower high formed, right? Maybe on a lower time frame. So right now we are currently floating about $1,000 in profit. And I really gotta hop off the stream. So yeah, that's about it. So just to recap, in this stream for the past, I don't know, 50 minutes or so, what we have seen is price trading up to all the levels that we have marked out previously, minor buy side, TP1 and subsequently TP2, which we have marked out in the London session stream actually. And right now we are expecting price to trade up to our final take profit, which is at this equal highs buy side liquidity, and this is on GBPJPY. Amazing, beautiful win for us today. I've clocked in 2 winning trades for my live account and 2 more for the demo tape reading account. I like to tape read with demo account and trades being placed because I can practice on my trade management as well. And basically, as I mentioned in the previous stream, all this practice, it's to cultivate a good habit, and good habit is the key to having consistency and discipline. Right, so GJ is currently running risk-free. I'm just gonna trail my stop loss all the way up and see if price takes out this high, which will be our final take profit. And let's see if there's a need to trail our stop loss. I don't think there will be much resistance going back up here, but let's see. And for gold, right now we have taken out this swing low in a 5 minute on a 5 minute chart. Right, there's 3 minutes more for us to see if this candle closes below this low, right? So to recap on this gold trade, which I've entered live again on this stream. On a previous stream, we were discussing about how this, by the way, I've captured this leg up as well for a good 1:2.14, right? So on this price leg up, right, is to trade into this premium level, which price has previously encountered a lot of resistance, right? But all price was doing here in today's Asian session and yesterday after New York PM close, right, was to really test this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. But it didn't really test this order block, so I would in fact still consider this valid, and when we see here, price has traded up here, tested this order block and closed within consequent encroachment. And right now, price has respected this level very well and is causing an impulse move all the way down. And as previously mentioned, I will expect this to be a low liquidity run, right? Once this low is taken, at least to this level, right? At least. So as we can see on a 15-minute chart, it's clearer, right? Because it's all consistently up close candles. Only this swing low, it's a support level in a sense, right? So price has since taken out this. I will expect this candle to be very energetic and probably trading straight to TP level, right? But this trade has gone far enough, and I don't want to take a loss on this. So to manage our trade, we're just gonna put this at break even, right, to cover commissions. Right, it's all covered. Now this is a risk-free trade for gold and as well as on GJ, right? The pound yen is risk-free, the gold is risk-free. And at this level, we can actually close a little bit. Let's close 1.8 lots. And we have another 1.73 running, risk-free. Right? There's no particular reason why I took half my position off. it is really just to capture profit because price has already moved so much, right, against in our favor, and we don't want to have a case where price has already moved so much and we are going back home with just commissions covered, right? Well, you could leave it running and capture the full size, but for me, I like to play defensive and capture profits whenever I can. This is really just to grow the account and meet my profit target for the day. So right now, even if it reverses on me, right, it's half the positions it has already been in the bag, right? So as I've mentioned, this candle can be very energetic, and I will expect it to trade to our TP level very, very soon, without much resistance. In these cases where there's not much market structure, there isn't really a TP1 or TP2 level that we can watch for, right? So yeah, as I've mentioned, right, so if we have our stop loss above this 5-minute fair value gap, we will have a 1:3 risk to reward. But my stop loss level was here, so this is my stop loss level was about here. So this is a 1:6, 1:7 trade. So wow, okay, so looking at GJ, we could be wrong, right? This breaker block is being very well respected. Now price is reversing on us, going back to TP1 level, but we have captured most of our positions already on GJ, which is very good. So I'm just gonna let price do whatever it wants to do. If it takes us out in profit, then so be it. But every time when we are trailing stop loss, the same thing is don't be greedy, because if we were to move this stop right closer to this candle or whatever, price can just easily take us out and then continue back to the upside. So what I like to do is to just give it a bit of breathing room, and this is an order block right here. So this is our line of defense, right? We don't know what price wants to do, and this probably, again, like I said, it could be just a lower low, a higher low, and then before going to the higher high, right? So yeah, the summary before I hop off is very successful trade for GJ, and another very successful trade on gold taken live. It's a good day for us. So after this stream, I would like to see this get taken out, take profit, and then I would like to see this buy side equal highs get taken out in New York Open. Alright, hope you have enjoyed the stream so far, and take care everybody, and see you next time.